Alright, so again, I'm going to try and keep this opening interview short. I apologize real quick for my messy desk here, and if my dog is making any noise in the kennel, she's wanting to play fetch right now. There she is. But last weekend, Aaron and I decided to take Friday off of work and head to my cabin for a 3.5-day rut vacation. We had a lot of great action. A big buck hit the dirt. So I'm going to keep this short, keep everything out in the field, and we'll see you in the tree.
Alright. First night of our rutcation. We got up here pretty late here, and I had to work today. So it's about, I don't even know what time it is. I don't know, it's late. We got about an hour and 45 minutes till dark, but two of my hitless bucks, my number one from the beginning of the year, Beamer, he's back finally. And then a new buck that moved in big. Really big body deer. Decent rag on him, so we're gonna sit down, shut up, and hopefully they'll come through here. He's walking up the field. It's November the 3rd, morning number 1 for our rutcation. The interview would have been shot a little earlier, but we've had deer on top of us all morning so far in the swamp here. We just had a little, I don't know if it was a 6 or 8, smaller buck just come out here into the field. He was looking at something pretty hard. We think it was a coyote, but across the field over there, but still super early yet, and that's good. They're on their feet, so a couple new bucks showed up on camera. Not new, but they're back in the area. Zach's number 1 hit lister, Beaver, is back. And then there's a big body deer. We think he's pretty old. We call him big, so he's been hitting the mock scrape that Zach started a while ago. He's been hitting it just about every day. So they're closer in the area. We're gonna sit all day, packed enough to last us enough. So we'll sit here and give it some time. I got a good feeling about today. I'm gonna sit till noon, then we're gonna switch seats. Put Zach in the hot seat, so here we go. That turkey just pushed her off. Alright, it's probably like 12:30. We had to tell about 12, and then Aaron and I went back to the cabin just to switch out. It's my turn to get behind the bow. We're kind of going for broke again tonight. This is an area that's a lot thicker in here, but it's a really good transition funnel area where we think we can catch a buck cruising or chasing some does through. It's pretty thick in here. There's not a whole lot of shots, and it's going to be hard to film, but we're going to do our best and sit here for the rest of the night. We'll see what happens. Buck, it's a nice buck, dude. It's a decent buck. Yeah, it's right here. It's a little guy. Oh shit. That's probably the one that was chasing.
Alright, so I apologize for the poor film there. It's just so thick in that area, it's really hard to get focused on things and to see deer coming, but with about 45 minutes of light left, we had so much action. It was unbelievable. We heard to the right of us, we heard a buck running, chasing a doe in and out of the creek. It was a super cool encounter. It was a big buck. And to the left of us, we heard another buck. He was grunting. We thought he was chasing something. We could hear him splashing through the water, so that was really cool. But about 30 minutes after we heard that first buck with about, I don't know, 20-25 minutes light left, maybe more, we heard a big thwack, and I knew my dad was getting up to the cabin at about 1:30. So I saw this big buck chase a doe over into his direction. Sure enough, I hear a smack, and then I get a text from my dad saying BBD, big 9-pointer. So immediately I knew it was that buck pig, most likely. So knowing which buck he shot, I thought we'd razz him a little bit.
Oh yeah?
Did you shoot that split brow 9-pointer?
Yeah.
Oh, he came right under a stand. We thought he needed another year.
Shut up.
Yeah. Did he chase that doe right across the creek?
I don't know.
Yeah, he came right
I heard
on.
a bunch of deer come across the water, and then he came from the suicide stand.
Oh, yeah, that was
me.
probably him. He came right under us, chased a doe across the creek, and then went your way.
Right under you?
Yeah.
He's lying. Don't let him.
I'm kidding. We were trying to kill him, but he was too
He
far
came
away.
by us,
Saw
but
him?
Oh yeah. He
He's a big deer.
he chased. Is it pig? Do you know?
He's a pig.
Does he have a split brow?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, that's
pig.
him.
That's He chased. We sat all day. This morning we saw.
I thought you'd be over there. Were you across the creek in that double set?
Mm-hmm.
We had deer all over us right after. We heard you shoot.
Yeah,
Did
but
you really?
but
Yeah.
it took all. We saw a couple deer this morning, and then didn't see a thing until 40 minutes till dark.
Did you bump like a crap ton of deer across the creek to me?
No, that was a buck chasing a
There was
doe.
a hot doe in there.
In the creek?
Yeah.
Holy cow! It sounded like I heard a deer coming.
Yeah, there was. We could see her come down. She went in the creek, ran down the creek up. Then he chased her across. She hopped back across, and they both went over. So this is all going on like right in front of Chris's stand. Then behind us, another one starts chasing a deer through the creek, and we hear
Nice
different
one?
grunting. No, he came by. He was just a little 7.
He went
Really?
drop like.
We heard you shoot.
Yeah. I mean, it was.
Really?
Oh, it was like
Oh, it was like
crack. I mean, you could hear.
Was there other?
You heard it hit the deer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
How
we
cool.
heard.
Yeah.
I was like, well, Dad just killed one. I told him, I said, we're gonna sit all day and not kill anything. Dad's gonna come up here and hunt for 3 hours.
I texted mom. She goes, "Please let it be Zachy. Please let it be Zachy." I'm like, "What a wench."
Must be nice.
Maybe I'll film tomorrow. Huh? I can film Sammy or something. You up all weekend, little girl?
At least till tomorrow night. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Bring this, huh?
I figure I'll kill one in the morning. Then I'll film Zach.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, that's pig. That's definitely pig. It's a really good deer.
Look at the neck on him.
You want to explain what happened here?
Okay, the stand's about 35 yards that way. Sat all night, didn't hear or see a deer till about a half hour before he came by, and I heard a bunch of stuff in the creek, and that was you guys watching another buck or this buck chasing a doe in and out of the creek. And that was way back there, but he came from the suicide stand and came in this way, and he had his nose in the air, was crackling branches as high as he could reach. So I had some scent over here, but he was just a little bit upwind of that, so I don't think he came to that. I think he was trying to find that doe he was chasing. But he was definitely hot and smelling and rubbing and cracking, and you can tell by the neck here, it's on. He's the first one of a bunch, hopefully.
Yeah,
You gotta-
We've been getting pictures of this deer for a long time. He's got this split brow tine here. Really heavy deer. See, it would have been a bigger deer next year, but I would have gladly shot this deer this year and shoulder mounted it.
Oh.
So if you're
It's
going to be a little wiener
nice
about
and
it.
interesting rack, and got some, yeah, really nice. So I'll take that any day.
Morning number 2. Couldn't ask for a prettier morning. Got about 2-3 inches of snow last night. Still snowing super hard when we were getting in here this morning. The only sucky part is that our clothes are going to be wet pretty quick. But we're going to try and pull it out as long as we can in here this morning, because it should be pretty good. We're down in the creek bottom last night. We had a night last night and looking to do the same this morning.
I don't think he's a shooter, man. Yeah, that's at 7. Alright, day 3 is the Rutcation, or night 3 I should say. Aaron had to take off, he had some family stuff he had to go do, so I'm out here by myself now filming. I am in my dad's gun stand. It's kind of like a box blind in the sky. It's, I don't know, I got in here, this whole side railing fell down, so I'm really exposed in between, if any deer come in between me and the creek. It's just, there's not very good shooting. It's a gun stand, so nice lanes aren't as important. It hasn't been trimmed out in years. It's just I'm not feeling great about the setup, but this is a really good area. It's the spot where a few years ago I shot that Houdini buck. So, I don't know, I'm not feeling the greatest about tonight's sit. It's just, I'm kind of down after how many hours we've put in. We haven't seen a shooter, a for sure shooter yet. I'm not too confident in the setup, but we'll see what happens. If one does come in, I'm going to have to kind of make some adjustments. I might have to move. This is a big stand. It's like 8 feet long and a couple feet wide, so I might have to get up and physically move in the stand depending on which lane the deer comes in. So it's gonna look like a jungle gym up here, but gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. That was pretty cool. I just had that doe come through that 10-pointer. That buck I've passed several times now. I think I'm gonna call him Titan just because he's a real tight 10-pointer. So, I don't know. If he'd have been a big one, he'd have been in trouble. I could have definitely shot him where he was at. So, we're gonna watch and see if maybe another bigger buck comes and chases his doe down or follows their tracks. See what happens.
Alright, so all in all, it was just a great weekend. It was awesome to see deer do deer things. I got to pass a lot of young bucks. That was really cool. That's what we want to do, is we want to let these younger deer grow to their full potential. Let them get to an older age class and then try to harvest them. And Dad, obviously, he harvested a really, really good deer. That's a deer we call Pig. If you've been following us, you know my number 2 buck got killed by the neighbor the second or third weekend of season. And since he died, Pig kind of took over his range, and we've had sniper cameras out, and we've got dozens and dozens and dozens of pictures of him. He's just an awesome deer. He was kind of a bully buck. He wasn't the oldest deer in the world. He was probably 3.5, but he was a big, dominant deer. And it was crazy. Every time a buck would hit a scrape, he'd be in there within 5 minutes, freshening it, letting them know that this is my area. So it wasn't surprising to me that we caught him in daylight, and Dad was able to get an arrow in him. So congratulations to Dad. That's an awesome buck. Moving forward, we got a week left till gun season. I'm hoping to get out one more time for an afternoon hunt on Friday. Then I got to come back and spend some time with the family, and then we're moving into gun season. So hopefully maybe I'll get after one of these deer with a gun, and then we'll see what happens late season. Unfortunately, we don't have as many food plots as we usually have, which is what I kind of key in on late season, but I don't want to leave that bow tag unpunched. So moving forward, I'm really excited for what the rest of the year has in store, and it's been a great year so far.